morning. Welcome to BPTV. I'm your host, Andy Amrine, and today we are with Dr. Walsh. And what do we call this? We're going to take a walkabout today.
Sounds like a good day.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here. I'm glad we have this chance to be together. It's getting close to the start of school.
It's been a busy summer for you.
Sure has. Judging from the noise and the mess behind us, you'd never know that school was a couple days, a week away. But here we are.
Okay. Well, before we get into some of the sites that we're going to visit, some of the construction sites, besides construction and buildings and restrooms and so forth, I'm sure there's some other things that have been happening in your office going on with the district this year.
Yeah, it has been a very productive summer. So a year ago when we had this conversation, we talked about the 3 Ps: people, places, and programs.
Right.
And we're going to try and talk about all 3 of those P's today as we visit. Let's start with programs.
Okay.
And we've been really excited over the past school year to be evaluating our elementary reading program and coming up with opportunity to stretch. And we're making a huge switch this year to a new elementary reading program. It's called Core Knowledge Language Arts. And it really shifts everything we've been doing about teaching kids to read based on this science of reading, which is really a 25-year body of research on educational literature, what works in reading instruction, what we know has the most promise for kids. So we're going to adopt this program, bring it into our elementary schools, and make this shift. It'll be a different reading class for kids. It'll be different, very different experience for teaching reading, and even at home you're going to see a lot of differences from what you might have been used to in previous reading programs. Good example would be that you're not going to have these 25 spelling words every week. The science is different now. We think a little smaller list of words tied to the phonics lesson or tied to the vocabulary words are a way to teach kids reading and spelling skills. So that's probably the biggest program shift that we're looking for.
That's exciting news coming from a board member for our public library. Reading is everything, and that's huge news. That's exciting.
It's very exciting, and it's also a big shift too, and it's a necessary shift. We've been on this mission here for my tenure in Bethel Park to be best in class, and we want to make sure we're doing what's right for kids and what also best practice, and this is the program that's going to get us there.
Excellent. What else?
Places.
Okay.
And we've been working for the past 2 years on the Independence Middle School project right here behind us.
Yes, we are.
We're in the second of 3 phases, coming up to the end of phase 2.
On time, on schedule?
On time, on schedule.
That's
and
always
it looks
what we want to hear.
Looks spectacular. It's so much different. Really refreshing changes to the building and some necessary changes. During the course of last school year, we opened up some classrooms that were ready for occupancy. Over this summer, we've done the cafeteria, the kitchen, took out the old ramp that was up to the second floor. We're going to have to take a look at that. It made the building significantly more accessible for students, handicapped students, and did some safety upgrades. And then as we work through this school year, we'll be getting into spaces like the auditorium, the band and music rooms, and the gym, and finishing up that third final phase of the project.
It's a whole new school.
It's going to be completely new. All the infrastructure, all the mechanical systems, everything's going to be new. You almost won't recognize it anymore.
You're going to have to give tours to the teachers?
We probably will. That's exactly right. They're not going to know where they are without a ramp.
Where's my room?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm excited to show that to you. We should also going to have to take a look at some other places that have been important to us. And along the way, we should be talking about the people, which is probably the most important thing. We've done a lot of interviewing and searching for some of the best possible candidates to replace our retired teachers and to take our programs to their next best.
We're up to full staff?
We're up, well, almost. We've got one more to do. We're looking for a school psychologist to finish off the the staffing needs for the summer, but we're almost there, ready to start. Yeah.
I'm excited for the school year to start.
Yeah, so
I
am
know
I.
all the parents are. Not sure how many of the students are, but it's
Well,
always
they had
tough
an extra week of summer, so there's no
Yeah,
excuse this year.
That's it. And it's been a beautiful summer for them.
It has.
So,
Yeah.
well, how about we go in and let's check out some of the construction here at IMS.
Sounds great. So let's go inside Independence Middle School, and we're going to ask our site superintendent here. This is Eric Doyle from Site Logic. Been on the job here supervising this project all summer, and who better than to show us what's different, what's been happening, and what's left to do than Eric. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah,
and
thanks
giving
for
us
having me.
Yeah, appreciate your time, and we'll be looking forward to show us what exciting things are in store for the kids when they return in August.
Okay, I'll do the best I can.
Thank you. So
All right.
we're in the old dish room.
Yep, this used to be the dish room, and now it's going to be the deli. The cafeteria, pretty much is still the same way. We added some bulkheads. Obviously, we're going to paint it and new drop ceiling. And then the kitchen area was completely gutted. We're adding tile to it. The dishwashing station is going to go into the kitchen now. And obviously it's going to get all new appliances, and it's starting to look pretty good.
I think the most striking change here, of course, is the windows.
Sure.
What used to be
Yeah,
these
the-
skinny little
the
windows are
storefront,
now
yep.
much more open up, much more connection to the
And it's
outdoors.
one of the big things too. It's safer now. We added the block wall, and that was for security reasons. So,
Yeah, great. It looks
yeah,
great.
It looks nice out. Yeah.
You wouldn't know that school's starting in a couple weeks. You're not nervous about what's left to do?
I think we'll do good.
Okay. Good. So you may not recognize where you are now, but we're standing in what used to be the famous ramp at Independence Middle School. Right in the heart of the school was a ramp that went up. Unfortunately, it was not handicap accessible, so one of the major project items for this summer was to replace the ramp with stairs and an elevator, and here we are with what is now the new main heart of the school, the staircase and elevator. And I'm going to ask Eric to tell us a little bit about what that part of the project required.
Oh, that was obviously it was a big job. The ramp came up through here, the landing, and went around. A lot of concrete. We had to cut out not only the existing concrete and the decking, then we had the structural steel. We had to get that removed. And that was obviously a big project. We had to knock a hole in the wall to access all of this. Also, at the end of where the steps are here, we discovered, actually it was underneath the landing, it was a 17-foot pit. And no one realized that
So we
existed.
kept our skeletons, I guess.
Yeah, that's what everyone said. And they removed the concrete, and the thin decking was there, and we're walking on it and thinking it's no big deal. And then we come back an hour later, they peel it up, and there's this big pit. So
We almost lost you.
yeah, we lost a couple.
Well, this was an amazing process and to watch, and huge progress. I think it was a source of stress for everybody. We're going to get it down and get it, the stairs installed in time for the start of school. And quite honestly, this went really quick.
Yeah, once we got the ramp demoed, we got the pit built, or the shaft built. That was fairly quickly. The steel above us set for the second floor. We got the stairs in. Obviously these were prefab, and but yeah, this area went really quick.
Yeah. What you can't see off the camera, of course, is the new elevator that would access the second floor. So as much as the stairs replaced an inaccessible ramp, the elevator takes care of our handicapped students. So it's starting to look like a school.
Yes, it
Here
is.
we are up on the second floor, looking down a finished hallway, and you can see that lockers, nice, bright, open, and great color schemes to help brighten up the school and make it ready for August 29th when the students will be back. One of my favorite features, of course, is that the colors of the floors and the walls, the bulkheads, all match the color in the classrooms for each team. So there's a distinctive way to find your way around and to know your home when you find your team's pod with the right color.
Yep, that's correct. And like you said, we're going through the final cleaning here. We're getting ready for school to start, and it's starting to look like a school.
Yeah, it sure is. It looks great.
All right,
Thanks
you.
for your time. Thanks for giving us this tour.
Yeah, thank you.
Dr. Walsh, this building is totally different, but it was seeing where the stairs are, the ramp used to be, but even just walking into a classroom, the classroom looks totally different. I mean, I am in awe of this building. I'm going to get lost here a lot. I know it. But tell me the classroom, even just the technology, the looks, the desks,
Yeah.
everything, amazing,
Yeah.
really amazing change.
I agree, and much needed change. It's so much brighter, so much more open. And my favorite, of course, is the technology that we've
Right.
built into the rooms. For instance, right behind us here on the wall, we have these Mimeo boards, which are part TV, part computer, touch screen features, sound enhancement through the classroom speakers, and interactive with the kids. So it's 21st century at its
Right.
absolute best, and really versatile, depending on what classroom you're in. If it's a science classroom or a math classroom, you have all sorts of really sophisticated opportunities, apps and things to use to make the learning more engaging.
Well, the teachers they have to be as excited as the students to come back this year and see what it is that they have in their rooms.
Oh, for sure. How different everything looks, but how much more usable the spaces are, how much more middle school oriented the spaces are. We're standing in one of a classroom in a pod, just a group of 5 rooms. All 5 rooms, each of the major core subjects will share the students, so you'll be on a team in the pod and really have a much more smaller school neighborhood
So
feeling.
the students stay in their individual pod
Right.
throughout the day.
Right, and they'll go off team for their elective classes
Right.
and their special areas and lunch and so forth. But the part of the middle school model that we're trying to recreate here is the team approach and the way the rooms are laid out and the color schemes and things of the rooms. It all works to build that family connection.
It's going to be quite an open house when the open house is scheduled here.
I imagine it'll be a pretty
you'll
busy
be one
one.
of the tour guides.
Well, I'm not so sure. I'll have to get my own map to make sure I've learned my way around because it looks so different.
Yeah.
It's hard to reorient myself to where we are in the building.
It's just very, very exciting.
It
so
is,
I
yeah.
can't wait till construction's done and we get a good look at the building. Very
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, I agree. is there no better sign of the return to school than band camp? Here you got the marching band and sports programs, everybody back to school, but not officially, back to friendships, back to activities. This is the stuff that gets them out of bed in the morning, right?
Tell you what,
being a part
what
of
I
the,
missed most from high school
Yeah.
a long time ago was band camp, marching band, and getting back into the swing of it. I do love this time of year.
As much as I'd like to say that's why we're in this spot, the actual reason to be here is because right behind us, in just a few short days, probably before this episode even airs,
Okay.
we're going to have the long-awaited restroom facility completed here, right on that location. We're standing between the practice fields and the softball field at the high school, and there's been a
need.
probably a need.
A
And let's just
need.
say, since I
There's been a
started here,
need.
there's been a constant nagging need to have better facilities for our athletes, for our families.
Yep, for everyone.
And so they're on their way, actually being trucked from Texas. They'll be craned in here at the end of the week, and so
So they're craned in, they get hooked up, and they're done.
and they're
Pretty
ready to
simple.
go, ready to go. So this will be an exciting addition. Again, back to where we started with people, places, and programs. This
Right.
is an important place to continue our quest at being best in class.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. So continuing our walkabout tour,
I'm glad I wore my boots.
I wish I had worn my boots. We've seen our Independence Middle School
Right.
project, and we've talked a little bit about our elementary reading program.
Right.
We checked out our band camp and the incoming restrooms.
Correct.
And probably the biggest mess we're making this summer, of course, is right behind us at the elementary school construction project.
People may consider it a mess. I don't. This
It's-
excites me.
It's actually
This
looking.
really is very exciting.
It is exciting, and it's
Yeah.
just so different from a year ago,
Mhm.
where we had trees and
Yeah. An idea, a concept.
and ideas. It's starting to actually start to take a shape where you can see where roads are going to be,
Right.
where the playgrounds are going to be, where the building is going to start to rise up. In fact, they've already started pouring foundations back there already this
Yeah,
week
see
here.
the rebar wall going in, the concrete pumpers
Yeah.
going in. It's
It's exciting.
taking shape.
Right.
Absolutely.
About 6 weeks from now, they'll be putting steel in. So,
And none of
it's
this interferes with the opening of school.
not at
and
all.
Neil Armstrong.
Not at all. And that's the best part about the project is that it can continue to go on day by day without any distractions or interference with Neil Armstrong's operation. We're ready, for the kids to come back to Neil and have a great school year. And they'll get the exciting thrill of each day seeing what else has
Yeah.
happened over the hill as they get off their bus and
I'm
take
glad
a
there's
look.
no classroom with windows facing the construction part of it.
Yeah, that's-
I have a feeling they wouldn't get anything done.
Probably not.
I know I would be looking out the window all
Big
day.
cranes, new trucks, something different happening each day. But this is another piece of the places puzzle that we've been
Right.
talking about. That our vision for 2026 is to consolidate our elementaries and our 5th grade into that building, put our 6th grade into the IMS building, which will be ready for them.
Right.
And then we'll have essentially a 2-campus school district, which would be easier on our transportation,
Transportation,
much
absolutely.
safer, and it also helps us maximize our staff. Between now and then, we've got a lot of work to do, not just building,
Right.
but also readying our staff for these changes, readying our programs for these changes too. We talked earlier about the new elementary reading program.
Right.
We started last year also working on our interventions program where students who need something more or different than the general population are getting some unique experiences through a tiered systems of support that we've been working on and will continue this year and into next with the MTSS program. We have a new math intervention position at IMS where we're helping students with math supports. The students taking 8th grade math are going to have more instruction time in math this year. So we're going to have opportunities to really push them to their, all of them to their next best in mathematics achievement. It's been a real sore spot for me to see that our students struggling in math, particularly in the middle years, and as they get closer to that high school algebra course, which is such an important course for kids nowadays, we really want to give them every opportunity they can to learn their math skills and sharpen those strategies for
Well,
algebra.
all that was part of your 10-year strategic plan, your 5-year, your 10-year. And yes, this is an important part of it. This is the brick and mortar of it. But we're 2 years out, almost to the day, 2 years out for it. But everything that you're doing leading up to that 2-year mark, it's not just build a new elementary center and then everything else is the same.
Right.
It's all the changes that are taking place here and now over the next 2 years leading up to when they move into the new elementary center. State of the art.
Yeah,
I mean,
agreed.
it's going to be just the place you would want your children to go to school.
Exactly. That's exactly what our vision is to make it the most engaging, exciting place for kids to be. Achievement is our central focus, that everybody reaches their next best each day, each week, each year. And that's not just the kids, too. We want our teachers growing and sharpening their own saws so that they're at their all-time best as well.
So seeing the new technology that is going into IMS, that has to excite the elementary teachers that know the buildings they're currently in, whether it's Franklin or Lincoln or William Penn, that they don't have any of that. It's only a short time. I mean, it'll be here and before you know it,
Yeah.
the elementary center will be in, and it will have all that state-of-the-art technology for them to use.
Right.
So
And-
hang in there, everyone. It's almost here.
Yeah, as exciting as it is gives us time. 2 years out gives us time to get all the other people and places and programs in line and in shape for us to have that 2026 ribbon cutting with all of this excitement built up to it.
It is. So is there anything else in our walkabout that we missed that you cover all your bases today before I let you go and get back to your real job?
We want you to come back.
Okay.
I want to introduce you to some of our new administrators, new
Oh.
technology director
Excellent. Look
on
forward to that.
staff. The new principal at Neil Armstrong has started this past spring. So
Does he know anything about construction?
she and yes, but she's really focused on inside the
Yeah,
building right
I'm
now.
sure.
And but so we'll have you back hopefully soon to meet some of the new people in Bethel Park.
I always look forward to chatting with you, Dr. Walsh.
me
It's
too.
always enlightening. I love letting the community know what's going on, but I also like to know what's going on. I like to be in the know, and you allow that to happen. So thank you
Yeah.
for sharing your day and time with us.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. Thanks for being with me.
Okay, and we will see you around town really soon.
Yeah, very soon. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to BPTV. I'm your host, Andy Amrine. What a fun-filled, exciting day we had here with Dr. Walsh and our walkabout here in Bethel Park and what's going on in the next couple of weeks leading up to the start of another school year. So thank you for tuning in, and I will see you around town soon.